Hey, thanks for watching Pause and Play, where you can hit the rewind button on this week's movie, TV, and game news every Saturday. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok. So we
And
thought
we
would be
are live.
or so we thought.
And we are live. Didn't quite happen, but that's okay. Next time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Pause and Play. This is Powerhouse.
And this is Strike.
It is so good to be here, and we have an amazing episode planned out for you guys today. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about some consoles. We're going to be talking about everything that's coming up in 2026 and 2027 for the next 2 years. We are living in a really, really exciting time. We're going to be getting some really exciting projects coming up ahead. I kind of want to talk about the lack of characters and story in Assassin's Creed games, and we'll talk about more about that later.
Before we do that, any of that, right? Let's just talk about how our day is going so far, because something just happened that is very
you wanna like really put it out there, huh?
I really want to talk about the fact that YouTube screwed us the F over. That's what they did. Literally about an hour and 30 minutes before, I had everything set up for a live stream, man. Everything set up for a live stream. An hour and 30 minutes before we try to go live, YouTube just decides that no, you guys are not real people. You're too robotic for our liking.
I thought that we were AI. It's an AI account, and they blocked us or completely deleted it. We couldn't even log in our Google or YouTube. But we made an appeal, and they said they were gonna get back to us in like 2 days. So we're gonna have to wait till the next.
So this episode was supposed to be the first live episode, and then something ends up happening with YouTube again, because I feel like they just don't want us to go live, man.
I know, right?
Same thing happened last week.
Yeah, last week we just didn't get the time to do it. Or sorry. Our account was new, and so they didn't allow us to go live. But now we were trying to go live, and they blocked us. Anyways, but at the end of this episode, if you guys stick around to the end of this episode, we're going to talk about some Marvel news and Star Wars news. You guys know what's going on in Star Wars, and yeah. So sit back, get some snacks, relax. Don't forget your soda packs. And enjoy the show. So, Strike, what are you playing here? What are we looking at?
Currently, I am playing some Pokemon Legends ZA, the new Pokemon game that we talked about last week.
Oh, you mean the Pokemon Go?
No, not Pokemon Go. That is not what this is. Pokemon Go is... Oh, dude, I'm getting my butt whooped. I'm going to get out of here. I see why it was so hard for you to talk about playing video games last time, by the way.
Yeah, bro. It's not, especially
it's not easy to stay on track. I'll say that.
And especially Ghosts of Yote, like Ghosts of Tsushima or Yote, like you can't mess around. You have to like really, lock in.
You have to lock in this game too, man. Some of these Pokemon are trying to kick my ass, so like it's not easy. Oh damn!
All right, so tell us a little more about this game.
It's pretty sick so far. I haven't gotten far with it because unfortunately, every time I try to play stuff, I get like maybe 10 minutes of playtime and then I have to get off. But I'm gonna change that, especially since we are now on a podcast where we have to talk about this stuff.
I really like that it's like open world.
It's like kind of open world. Like, okay, previously Pokemon games have the entire region you can explore. In this one, you can only explore one city. Now, granted, it is a way bigger city than you've gotten in any other Pokemon game. It's based on Paris. It's Lumio City from the old games on 3DS called Pokemon X and Y. And yeah, there's a ton of stuff you can do, but you can't really enter any buildings. And if you notice, all the buildings are flat textures, just literally painted on walls. That's like been the biggest criticism of the game.
Can you pull out the map?
Yeah. The map.
Nice. That's dope. Oh yeah, so the wall texture, like in 2025, come on, man.
I'll tell you what, Game Freak has not been the best at making games look good, or Pokemon games look good, and that's in part due to the fact that they have to make them for the Switch 1.
What engine is this made in?
Pokemon engine, I think, or something. It's its own engine, which maybe they should stop doing that. But
yeah, just use Unreal Engine, bro.
No, apparently we'll get to it. We that's one of the things I want to talk about. But there was a huge Pokemon leak that happened recently.
Oh yes, you were going to talk about that in the news.
Yeah, the Pokemon Terra leak, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I know you have some segments planned for us, so we're gonna get to the segments hopefully.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so consoles. What's the best console that you should have, or you should get if you don't have a console? Right?
If you don't have a console.
If you don't have a console, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into this. What kind of games does this person want to play? You know,
because let's say most of us are very, we have a full-time day job. We're really hardworking. Sometimes we just want to come home and turn on our system or console and just play for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then enjoy that relaxed time, and then be done with it. Now that doesn't it can be shooter, like a competitive game. It can be like a story-based open world game. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, if you don't have a console, I think the best thing to do is get either a PS5 or a PC. Never a Switch.
Never a Switch?
Never a Switch.
Hold on. Because in my personal opinion, the Switch is the console you should get. That is the console that you should start off with. If you've never had a console before, especially, you should start with the Switch.
Why?
Let me. Okay, first of all, my answer was going to be PC.
Okay.
You get a PC, and you can play all the games. All right, PlayStation games come on PC now after like a year.
Yeah, all of the games. I agree with that. 100%. All the games on the Xbox come on a PC. All the games on PlayStation come on a PC now. But what about all the Switch games?
They don't come on PC, and that's why the Switch is the console you should get.
That's what makes me so frustrated and furious. Like, why doesn't the Switch allow?
No.
That's like, why doesn't the Switch allow their games to come on a PC?
Because why would they do that? Okay, let me tell you why it's not dumb. Because from a pure business standpoint, the Switch is the most sold console of all time, right now, currently. More than PlayStation 4, more than Xbox One, more than PlayStation 5, more than Xbox Series X, more than PC. The Switch is the most sold console. Now, if you are in Nintendo's shoes, you would be a freaking dumbass if you put your games out on other consoles, because people are going to buy your consoles to play your games. It is very much a proven fact.
But that's fine in like the first year of the game release. Let that game come on. That's Nintendo being an asshole for not allowing their games, like even later down. I'm not saying release them on PC on release date. I'm saying like a year later, or like
they have. Hey, listen.
Like PlayStation
would it be great if they did? Sure, but they literally have no reason to. They have seen no reason to see that people will not buy a Switch. People are going to buy Switches. They're gonna do it. The Switch 2 was the fastest selling console of all time when it came out.
So, in my opinion, if you don't have a console, and if you want to play all of the games, get a PC, and if you also can, get a PS5, because all the exclusives are amazing. Whenever they come out, they're just PS5 has the best exclusive ever. Forget about the Switch. Forget about the Switch games.
PS5 has no exclusives. PS5 has like actually they legitimately no exclusives anymore.
I meant PlayStation. I meant PlayStation in general. Which is amazing that PlayStation lets, like, they release their games on the PC, the next year or something, which is great, and I love that. That's why I love PlayStation so much.
Oh, these guys are
And
super strong.
the biggest reason why I love the PlayStation is you can game share. You can play like you and one of your friends can play that same game at the same time. Like when you buy a game, you can game share with your friend, and both of you can play at the same time. You cannot do that on the Switch. On the Switch, you have to be in the same room.
You can
get a PlayStation, play all the exclusive games. Those are amazing.
Okay, well, if you get a PlayStation instead of a Switch, you're not gonna get to play the game of the year, which is Donkey Kong Bonanza. So
I'm okay. I think I haven't played the Mario game. Was it what was the Mario game that came out?
Odyssey?
When released? No, when the Switch released. When the
Mario
Switch
Kart
2
8?
released.
I mean 10. Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World.
I didn't play Mario Kart World, and I didn't play Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I think I'm okay.
I don't think you're okay. I actually don't think you're okay. You're on a podcast about video games. You got to open your freaking horizons up, bro.
Dude, if I'm playing all of the PlayStation exclusives, aside from just Call of Duty Brain Rot, I've opened up my horizon a lot.
What? Besides, tell me what you've played besides an over-the-shoulder open world game besides Call of Duty.
Okay, I've played all the Assassin's Creed.
Over-the-shoulder open world game, by the way.
I have. What do you mean by over-the-shoulder? What does that mean?
Because all of PlayStation's exclusives are just over-the-shoulder open world games. That's what they are.
Okay, I've played all the God of Wars, which were amazing.
All over-the-shoulder open world. I'm not saying that they're not great. I'm saying that they're almost all the same kind of game.
I don't understand what you mean.
If the viewpoint being over-the-shoulder open world game, that's the only kind of exclusive that PlayStation makes. Besides the one platformer which they've made, which is Astro's Playroom, which is a great game.
Oh, dude, I love Astro's Playroom. Anyways, but I guess difference of opinions. Like you either, if you buy a PlayStation, I think you're gonna be really happy with all of the great exclusives, PlayStation exclusives, and then you can also play Fortnite and Call of Duty and even Battlefield now, unlike the best graphics ever. If you get a Switch, you get baby graphics and really bad graphics.
It's not always about graphics, my guy. Sometimes it's about how fun the game is.
But if you can get a PC, I'm sure you can agree with that. PC in general, I think, is the best system to have. That covers all of the games on all the consoles at an extent. Okay, that brings us to the next topic: characters and stories. Right, story-based games. I think the biggest reason why I feel like Assassin's Creed is not as successful as other story-based games or like other games is because it has the huge lack of great characters and emotional characters. For instance, Kratos in God of War.
I mean,
that's an iconic character.
Assassin's Creed has iconic characters like Ezio,
but they never last. Ezio only lasts like what, 2 games?
Yeah, but he's what most people think of when they think of Assassin's Creed,
And if Assassin's Creed was smart, just like Kratos, they should have brought that same character throughout the entire.
I mean, there's okay. Assassin's Creed is a game about multiple characters becoming assassins. That's not necessarily an issue that they don't reuse a character over and over again.
Okay. But story-wise, I think they could have done way better. Or like at least, have callbacks from other games or keep it connected and consistent. Like for instance, all the God of War series, like they're old God of War games, like the classic original ones. and then there are new games. There are fans for both games, right? I'm a new God of War fan, so whenever I'm playing one of the new games, I'm like, and then they have like these callbacks to the old games, and I go like, oh, what are they talking about? And then I'm more like curious about what's happening, like it's, and then I go like, this goes deeper, this story goes deeper, and then I'm like, looking back furthermore into the previous game. So what I did when I played the 2018 God of War is, when I was playing that, there were so many callbacks to the original one, and so I just paused the game right there, and I went on YouTube and watched, like, all the gameplays or all the cutscenes from the older games, and that like cleared up a whole bunch of, like, gave me a lot of answers to a lot of my questions, and now, like, I know what's going on, and like, when there are so many, like, references from other stories, it just feels really good to play like that. And Assassin's Creed just really lacks that, and then just character base, and the lines and everything. It's just a really bad lack of story there,
I just want to point something out. The fact that you've now
Yeah.
brought up how much you have this love-hate relationship with Assassin's Creed 2 streams in a row. And I guess like it really, really bothers you, right? Like it's like,
Yeah, it's because, like, I enjoy playing them. They just need really good writing. They just need a good story. Their
they just
concepts are pretty good. Their concepts are amazing. Like, you know, you have an assassin from the Odyssey. Like, he's a great descendant of King Leonidas and the 300. It literally feels like you were playing, in the movie 300. You're a Spartan warrior. That's an amazing concept. And then, all the other ones in Origins, and then recently in Mirage and Valhalla. Valhalla was a great concept. They just messed it up, like just screwed it up like no other. Um,
I
but yeah,
see. I haven't
Mhm.
played any of the new Assassin's Creed games,
Yeah,
but I can tell you, I stopped. This is just me personally. I think it was the
yeah,
trailer for Assassin's Creed Origins. I stopped playing when I saw the giant snake.
yeah, and those are that's fine because, like I said again, lack of a little bit story there. Like, those were just side quests. I thought you were gonna die there. Um, those were just side quests that you can explore, and, like, then you can, when you explore, you go down the dungeons, and, like, a huge snake comes at you. Anyways, but do you understand what I mean? Like, they're amazing
I
characters,
I I
like
I get
like
what you mean.
Jin, like Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. The character's face, like, you can see all the expressions, and, like, you can feel his pain and, like, his anger and everything.
And I actually
Same
just
thing
start
in
playing Ghost of Yote. And Atsu, what a great character so far. Such a great
what a
character.
great character.
It is
You-
like
how far have you gotten?
so I fought that first member of the Yote 6, and then I went over and I started
Make
reliving her like old memories, and that's where I stopped.
Okay.
It was a short gameplay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's, an amazing game and story. And Ghost of Tsushima, by the way, 10 out of 10. Like, story wise, character wise, gameplay, everything. Same thing with the Ghost of Yote. It's a 9 out of 10 game. All the God of Wars, 10 out of 10. All of them, I give them 10 out of 10. And yeah, like, and then same thing with Spider-Man. Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
You don't want to get me
Like,
started.
yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, they made, like, the way the character looks, and, the cutscenes with him interacting with other characters in the game. Everything, like, on all these games, like, it matters, and it's so powerful and so, like, well designed and constructed. I just think, all the Assassin's Creed games lack all of that, and they could have gone way further, been way more successful if they had, a good ground based story.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you've said. And I don't think this is only a problem with Assassin's Creed, to be fair. Like, there's a ton of games that I feel, especially Ubisoft games, that
Bro,
just...
but Assassin's Creed is one of the biggest franchise that are really like in competition with all these games that I mentioned.
I don't even think it's a competition anymore. I think people know what they're getting themselves into when they buy
No,
an Assassin's Creed.
It's not a competition anymore. You know what's funny is one of our friends, Derek.
Yeah.
So I remember he was waiting for Ghost of Tsushima's DLC, and he had nothing else to play, but he was just really excited to play that, and he just wanted to get something so he could like pass the time, right? And then he was like, what do you think if I get a Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I'm like, I'm not too sure because I haven't played it myself either. So, but he bought it.
Yo, I don't think I've seen him that mad before. He was so pissed.
He bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $60, and I never seen this guy that mad before because he said I've never played this a crappy game like this.
He literally called the game garbage.
Garbage, bro. And I agree with him. Valhalla is a garbage game. It may look nice, but again, like there's no characters, there's no story. The open world sucks. The gameplay is like whatever, mid. And you've seen me play Odyssey before and Valhalla. Like there is no
the worst
feel
Odyssey. I would say Mario Odyssey is kind of better than Assassin's Creed. As well as
like the fight scenes, or the fighting, the combat. It there's no feel to it.
I don't think this isn't over. This is gonna come back.
This guy, always, bro, always, because
games are gonna keep coming out, and arguments are gonna keep getting made. I promise you, this is not over. I will prove my point.
Switch is releasing, a AAA game that looks, great.
All the Switch games are AAA, buddy.
Like Wolverine or like
not every single game in the world is an ultra realistic action fighter open world game. That's not the only type of game that exists. You got to think about the fact that there's an audience for this kind of stuff. None of the games that you've mentioned are as good as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, except Ghost of Tsushima.
This is true. I agree. I played Breath of the Wild, and I've had a lot of fun with it. There are things that maybe I could change, or if I could change about that game, I would. But I think it's great. I like it. All right. Things now. This topic also brings us to the games coming up. Everything that's coming up in the next 2 years, 2026 and 2027. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be the two greatest year of, I feel like, entertainment.
In a long time. Since
in a very long time.
And since 2018, and 2019, those were some of my favorite years.
2018 was one of the best years in entertainment because of Avengers Infinity War and Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse. The first Spider-Verse came out then.
And God of War. Dude, that is just amazing.
Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh my god.
I feel like, okay, since we're talking about games and like characters and how, I feel like Spider-Man 2018, the Spider-Man PS4, and God of War 2018 just set a new high bar for gaming in general, like how the quality of games, how they should be, and like the story and the characters. I think I've told you this before. Like, I think, games like that deserve, $70. All right. So 2026. first of all, the biggest game of
all time,
the century of all time, I feel like is going to be
GTA 6.
GTA 6. I really hope that they don't postpone it. I don't know why I keep hearing rumors that they've postponed this
And
again
none
or
of them are
something.
reliable rumors. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if they postpone it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised because
I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be pissed.
I would be
But,
disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, do you not want them to take all the time they need in the world so that this game comes out like perfect?
I watched this one TikTok. They were like, take all the time you guys need. They're probably just adding more jiggle to that ass.
Yeah, I mean that's really important. They gotta get the butt physics just right in that game. I remember I sent the video, the trailer for GTA 6 in the chat, the group chat with all the boys in it. And the only thing that you guys could talk about was why did she shake ass in my face?
That was hilarious, bro. Yeah.
They're like,
so
that's a next gen ass, bro. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I know. Next gen. It's gonna be a great game. I'm really excited for the weight loss, or like, going to the gym. If you eat too much, you're gonna get fat.
Like San Andreas.
Yeah, like San Andreas.
Do we know that if that's gonna be a thing?
I thought that was confirmed. No.
I know we saw him at the gym in the trailer, but I don't know if that means that we're gonna get to see him get fat and skinny.
People are saying that we're gonna have to go to work to earn money and stuff.
Yo, we're just playing a real life simulator. At this point, just walk outside, right?
Or if you get caught, you actually go to jail, and then you can.
Oh, like Red Dead Redemption. You go to jail on that one too.
Yes.
Instead of the police just instantly gunning you down.
You have to get insurance and registration for your car and your house. You have to buy a house and get insurance and registration for your car and everything. So it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be completely different, and nothing compared to any other games. But let's still talk about other games that are coming out.
I feel like GTA needs a discussion on its own at some other point. Because you will just keep talking about GTA the whole time if you start talking about GTA.
The whole time. Absolutely. And a little more jiggle on that ass.
What is the second most excited you are for a video game coming out in 2026?
2, actually. Or actually, no, 3. That's why I kind of made a list. I was going to go through all of them. But, so first, I would say second most excited I am is for the Wolverine game. That's a 2026, correct game?
Yeah, I was gonna say Wolverine is probably also my second favorite or second most anticipated.
The Wolverine game, because it's made by Insomniac, and we've already know how awesome PlayStation and Insomniac are doing with Spider-Man. So what I hear was that was Insomniac's next project after Spider-Man 2. That's what that team was working on.
And then they'll go on to do Spider-Man 3, hopefully.
Bro, this Wolverine game, we saw the trailer, looks amazing. I love the graphics. I love the physics. I think it's going to be amazing. Like, just knowing that we already played Spider-Man, and
it just looks so fun. Like, I'm just going to be able to go over there and just start clawing people up, man. Like, it's sick.
The one thing that I really enjoyed in the Spider-Man when it came out was completely, it was completely different from any other game. I enjoyed going to places like, the free roam, like swinging to places, that now, like the open world in Manhattan.
I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
I don't think Wolverine is going to be an open world game.
We'll see. It's not confirmed. It's not, we don't know yet. We don't know that yet, but
I think it might be more similar to like
more like God of War or something, right?
God of War, or because like open areas but not open world. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Wolverine, Spider-Man as a character needs New York City to swing around and everything. That's
the best feeling, bro. Like going around swinging around the city.
That's just the way that
I remember.
It is for Spider-Man. But Wolverine, he's more like a globe-trotting kind of a superhero. He could be in Japan.
Yeah.
He could be in Canada. He could be in New Jersey. You know, that's just the kind of character he is. And I don't know. Are the rest of the X-Men going to be in the game? I wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that game, and the combat's going to be great. The graphics look great.
What did you say your second most anticipated was?
We were just talking about.
No, like after Wolverine. Sorry.
Okay, so after Wolverine, I have 007 First Light, James Bond. I think the trailer looks amazing. We did see in the trailer there were little bits of the gameplay.
We don't know if it was gameplay. I don't know if we know if it was gameplay.
It looked like gameplay, but from what I hear, it's going to be very similar to Hitman, but it's more like, you know, it's more playable. Like, you know, it's more if you get found, you can actually fight them and get away with it. Because in Hitman, you go like, oh, shoot, everything is screwed. Let's just start the whole thing over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's 007. You know? He's all about hands, bro.
So yeah, 007, in 007, you can actually like combat fight or like, you know, fist fight or like with guns and stuff. And it looks really good. It looks, the trailer looks really good. I think they cast it.
I'll tell you my second favorite game after this, and I don't think you're going to be very happy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can expect that from you. But quick note, I was surprised that they actually chose a younger version of 007 or like James Bond in the game. I guess maybe because they're going to work on more like sequels or something. But we'll see about that.
I feel like they did that because they're currently, I think, in the movie scene of 007, they're currently looking for their new 007, right?
Just cast Henry Cavill, man. Just cast Henry Cavill.
No, bro.
No. Who else would you think?
I think for either we need a fresh new face.
Oh, well, yeah, fresh new face would be nice, but you know that guy from Kingsman?
Oh yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah.
I know the guy you're talking about, and I don't even know. Like, we're not gonna say his name because we don't know his name, but I know the guy.
Next topic. That was okay. Yeah. So next, you were gonna say your next exciting game that you were gonna. What are you next excited for?
It goes GTA 6, Wolverine,
yeah,
and then Tomodachi Life for the Nintendo Switch.
What is that?
It's a little game. You know the Mii's from Wii?
Yes. Tomodachi Life?
Tomodachi Life 2. Living the Dream. So this was a game that came out on the 3DS when I was a kid, and everybody's been clamoring for a sequel to it for so long. It's basically you create a bunch of Mii's and you put them in like one space together, and the whole game plays out in front of you. Like they do their own thing. Some of them go out and go get married. Some of them go out and have like issues and stuff. It's like this. It's so fun, bro.
Is it like I'm thinking like The Sims or something? Is it a little
kind of like The Sims?
Close to that, or
kind of like The Sims,
like off? Okay. Hey, this looks. Is it like really kid friendly?
It's a Nintendo game.
Okay.
I would say it's kid friendly, yeah.
Okay, really quick, back to our console discussion for the Switch. My only issue was like Switch didn't have enough games. One of the issues that I had with the Switch.
The Switch doesn't have enough games. What are you talking about?
Switch 2 doesn't have enough new games.
Switch 2 just came out.
When I bought the Switch before, there was only so much Mario Kart you could play. There was only so much Mario Odyssey you could play. And for a while, me and my daughter, we played it for like a month, and then it was just sitting there for like 6 months.
So play a different game, man.
There was no other game to play on that.
Go play Kirby. Go play Pikmin. Go play Metroid. Go play Zelda. Go play. When
Zelda was I played that myself. That was great, but couldn't we have downloaded all those games on the PlayStation?
No, those are all Nintendo games. Do you know how deep Nintendo goes? Nintendo has so many games. All the Pokemon games are only on Nintendo consoles. Do you know how huge Pokemon is?
And I'm sure all of those old games are still like the same price as they were released.
Nope. Not old games. Like you can also the backlog of games on the Switch. If you have a Nintendo Switch like online membership, you get all those games, a full library of them, like a Netflix almost streaming service kind of a thing, for free with that service. Like you can play your Super Nintendo games, your Nintendo NES games, your GameCube games. It's awesome.
Sometimes when I want to play a game and I kind of think to myself, does one of my friends own it? And sometimes, most of the time, they already own it on the PlayStation and just share it and play it.
Well, here's the fun part about Switch games now. They just added a new feature called Game Share. Okay, sorry, not Game Share. They called virtual key cards, virtual game cards. Okay.
Oh, this is basically a game card that you virtually give to somebody else, and you can't play that game at that time.
Yes, you can. If you have a Nintendo account, I can say, hey, I guess if he wants to play Mario Kart World, I can lend it to a family group member, and you can play it.
Okay.
Or I could load it on a different system.
But that family group needs another Switch with
of course they need a Switch. I mean, you need another PlayStation if you want a game share with PlayStation 2.
with a membership. No.
No, this doesn't require membership.
Okay.
I think this is pretty cool because a lot of games on Switch aren't even multiplayer, so you don't really even need to be playing them at the same time. And the ones that are multiplayer, you're probably going to end up buying because everybody has Smash Bros in their library. Everybody's got Mario Kart in their library, you know? Speaking of exciting times, how about some current times with some news that we could get into?
Yes.
All right?
Yes, let's get into some news.
It's been a little bit of a crazy week to be a movie, TV show fan. Not as much gaming news, but a lot of movie and TV show news. We got some topics to get into. All right, so we're going to say goodbye to Pokemon for now. All right. So first order of business. Why is this image of Warner Brothers so scary right now? It's scary and spooky because they're being bought out. They're up for sale. Warner Brothers is up for sale.
I actually just noticed because I feel like this is I know that this is from Harry Potter.
This is from Harry Potter? I didn't even know this was from Harry Potter.
I know this is from...
There are currently companies that are very interested in buying Warner Brothers assets, including Apple, Amazon, Netflix, NBC Universal, and Paramount. What do you think of this?
Oh my God, dude. Why? That's my question. That's the biggest and my only question.
So the big thing is like Warner Brothers has been in a bit of a shithole for a couple of years now.
It's only right because they screwed Harry Potter. They're doing a remake of that for no reason, which it didn't need. And then they screwed DC Comics multiple times. Like
multiple times. It was so many times that I think that they single-handedly started losing money on projects, and that's why Warner Brothers is in grave danger. That's why there were many shifts and stuff that happened in the company. That's why they changed the name from HBO Max to Max back to HBO Max.
Of the entire
everything, I feel like everything can be trailed back to when Zack Snyder started his DC universe. And that was like the downfall of Warner Brothers.
Dude.
Not saying there are things I really like about all the Zack Snyder movies. Okay,
there are okay things, but listen, we are fans coming from comic books to cartoons, right? The cartoon series, Batman and Superman cartoon series. We are just looking for a good Superman movie. We've already have a Batman movie. We're just looking for a good Superman movie that that really relates to the comics, or like, how we felt when we watched the original cartoon series. Zack Snyder made Superman Jesus.
Bro,
dude, come on.
I'm seriously concerned about a lot about this Warner Brothers thing. James Gunn recently, like after this news was announced, came on to an interview with another YouTuber. His name is Boba Talks. He's pretty cool. But he was in an interview with him, and he was asked about the future of the DCU, and James Gunn said he doesn't know.
Oh, dude, they're gonna mess this up again. They're gonna mess this up again. Like, come on.
Okay. While he said
whatever,
it is pretty crazy that Warner Brothers is up for sale, because that does put the future of the DC universe at jeopardy.
Zack Snyder came and tried to take over. He made his own DC universe called the DCEU, and most of it was, in my opinion, trash, garbage. Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman. We can get into way more discussions about all of these movies later on. First of all, Josh Whedon. It was Josh Whedon who released the original Justice League, which was the original Justice League in theaters, which was the most garbage thing I've ever seen. And I was so disappointed. And then there was a hashtag going on, release a Schneider cut. So he released it on HBO Max. This was right after COVID, and everybody loved that. That was actually really good. It was just a little long, but oh well. And then
it was really long. It was like 4 hours long, man.
It was 4 hours long.
Some of those 4 hours are very unnecessary, like the people that started singing when Aquaman went into the ocean.
Oh my god, dude. Anyways, and then let's not forget The Rock trying to come and take over the entire DC.
I don't know. That feels like a fever dream now. Like, he came in and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make DC so much better now," and then he releases Black Adam, which is like the most mid movie you'll ever watch in your life.
It wasn't, it was great effort. It was a great effort on his part. The movie was mid. It wasn't bad, but it was okay. But you see, Black Adam in comics, it has to do with Shazam.
He's a Shazam villain. He is a Shazam's
main Shazam villain. So instead of bringing Shazam in the movie towards the end of whatever his origin,
he promised us Henry Cavill, and we never got him back. We never got him back.
He brought Henry Cavill as Superman.
Poor
back.
Henry Cavill had to post an Instagram post announcing that he's back as Superman. And then James Gunn got to the DC universe.
They announced Henry Cavill back as Superman, and he was super excited. Everybody was super excited, and that happened. And then even Jason Momoa was like, "I'm super excited for a project that WB is doing, and let's go." So everybody was so excited, and then you guys can see James Gunn, in one of his interviews, he's like, that guy's supposed to be like not Superman anymore. I don't know what these guys are doing, because I just took over already. I had signed the contracts and everything. And
crazy, man. It was a crazy time.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. And then, after everything, Henry Cavill himself, he posted a post on Twitter, like, I was like, go. Things happen, onwards and upwards. He was great about it, even though he got screwed over multiple times, which I am so pissed off about. It's not even funny. I would have been fine if The Rock didn't bring him back as Superman.
It wouldn't have hurt as much. It wouldn't have hurt as much if he never came back as Superman. And
it's like stabbing a knife and then turning it.
And then taking it back out and putting it back in. Over and over again, repeatedly, in a penetration motion.
Oh my god, dude.
But David Cornsett's a great Superman, so we ended up with a...
Now they have a good thing going. There's David Cornsett Superman.
It depends on whoever buys them, I feel like. Whoever buys them wants to continue the DC universe the way it's going, it's going to continue that way. If whoever buys them wants to do a complete creative overhaul, that's what they're going to do.
Peacemaker was great. Peacemaker season 1 was great. Peacemaker season 2 is also good. It just had a bad, last episode, not so exciting. But overall, the characters, the story arcs were great, and it was funny too. It was really funny, bird blindness. But yeah.
Okay, staying on the Warner Brothers DCU side of things, there is some updates to the future of the DCU. Ironically, right after I said that, James Gunn said there's no, he doesn't know and he's unsure about his future.
Okay.
Batman, the Brave and the Bold. So, this is the movie that James Gunn announced, that first video that he announced that he was taking over DC, and he said all his projects. You remember, right?
Okay. Yeah,
He
I
said
remember that.
it was going to be a story
Brave
about Batman and Damian Wayne, and like an adventure with them, the Brave and the Bold, and it was going to be directed by Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. Because what? Hey, wait. Hold on. The Flash, the CW show?
No, the movie.
Oh, dude, I don't know about that.
The Flash.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, that's not the only thing he's ever directed. He's directed the It movies. It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 was directed by him. And he's directing the new one coming out, Welcome to Derry, the It show that's coming out. So not all is lost. But the news in this regard was that since that initial announcement for Batman, the Brave and the Bold, the story has changed. Apparently.
Okay.
We don't know if that means that Damian Wayne has been taken out. We don't know if that means it's going to be a different Batman. We don't know if it means that
you're saying this. You're saying the story of the movies changed.
Yes.
The script or the
That's
writing.
what James Gunn has said. There's been changes that have been made.
Okay.
So,
but the director stays the same.
Andy Muschietti just came out.
I don't know about
Andy
that.
Muschietti just came out and said that in a few months we'll be getting updates on the Batman, Brave and the Bold. That's what he said.
Hey, if he can make a horror really good Batman movie, I'm okay with that.
We still need to know who's playing Batman first. So,
but dude, please don't make it look like what the shit was. The Flash, the movie.
don't make it look like that.
Dude, I was pulling out my hair. I was like, this is supposed to be the first ever Flash movie. We can get into a DCU, completely an entire
different
episode. I can get into
different
that,
episode.
But dude, I was so furious. Like, dude, this is the first time they're releasing a live action The Flash movie, and this is what it is. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that they have a lot of potential here. I mean, I was part of Merger Bros. I thought they should have just merged the Reevesverse with the DCU.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we are getting our own Batman now. I think that's very clear.
They are very stupid to do. They would be very.
I think it's a dumb decision
because one more. We have the Batman verse already set up with Robert Pattinson.
I just think that nobody's going to be able to play Batman as well as Robert Pattinson. That's my biggest issue.
No. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
But
okay.
A lot of people were hoping that this means that we're going to get... Because the initial storyline was, Batman... Have you seen like the animated movie with Damian Wayne in it?
Yes.
Batman, he's got a surprise kid or whatever. People are thinking this means that we're going to be scaling Batman back a little bit. Maybe he's a little bit closer to the age of David Gordon-Sweat's Superman. And maybe he has Dick Grayson as his Robin instead. That's what the current theories online are saying.
Matt Reeves' Batman looked pretty good. Looked pretty young.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying on the topic of Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. So they should just, dude. Those cartoon movies are amazing. Batman Under the Red Hood, Batman. All the the new. There was an entire new like modern day series that like movie series that were based on like really good Batman all of the DC character storylines, and they were really good. But yeah, we can talk about those later.
Yeah. So all in all, I'm just hoping this ends up being a good project. It feels like it's a project that James Gunn doesn't really like talking about a lot because he knows that people are more excited for the Batman Part 2. But He's supposed to be the main Batman of the universe. He's supposed to be next to David Gordon's what Superman. He's Batman. He's freaking Batman. That's like one of the biggest superheroes of all time. Maybe we should start announcing some stuff for him. That's just my suggestion.
You see, what I have an issue with is releasing Batman in his later years with other characters at the same time in the same movie. They did that with BVS, and like it just did not feel the same.
No, what I mean? I don't think they're going to do that. I think they are going to have Batman have his own movie.
No,
but
build Batman up first, and then show his sidekicks.
Okay. There was a lot more wrong with the DCEU than just introducing Batman in Batman versus Superman. That could have worked out in their favor, But
I agree. It all has to do with writing.
Yeah, it all has to do with writing. So I'm not necessarily opposed to Batman showing up in a different project first and then showing up in his own movie. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. We just had a bad experience with it.
All right. Next up.
Next up on the pipeline, DCU or DC. They've recently registered a trademark for a film called Salvation Run, or a trademark for merchandise and a film called Salvation Run in their trademarks. Why is this important? Because what was the name of the place that Peacemaker got stuck in at the end of his at the end of his show? Salvation, which is a thing from the comics. In the comics it was very similar. It was a prison made by the government where they started putting a bunch of villains from the DC universe together into, which made like a villain team kind of. I actually haven't read Salvation Run. I've heard it's a very good storyline.
Cool.
And it could be what we're building up to in the DC universe, and that's probably what James Gunn meant when he was talking about it building up to the rest of the DCU.
That's cool.
So we could be potentially looking at a movie called like Justice League Salvation Run or something, coming up, which is honestly pretty awesome. That would be a pretty awesome way to get started with everything.
Yeah. Going back really quick to the entire DC universe, I really think what Marvel did with their characters, introducing them one by one in their own movies, and then bringing them all together in Avengers. I think if DC did that only just once, it would have been nice.
I don't think
it would have been nice.
James Gunn is very concerned with doing it the same
way
that Marvel did it.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
It doesn't make any sense to do it that way anymore. Because of
not
the fact
anymore.
That because people aren't going to go watch these movies anymore like that, like they did back in the day.
They've lost that chance with BVS.
Yeah, James Gunn knows that. James Gunn is smart, I think. So hopefully,
I think he's gonna. Yeah, hopefully he'll do good.
And Salvation Run, like if that's what we're building up to, if that's what that world means at the end of Peacemaker, that sounds awesome. We're gonna get to see a bunch of villains together. Hopefully, in the comics, apparently Salvation is a world owned by Darkseid.
Ooh.
And the new gods and everything.
I love Darkseid. I actually really enjoy.
Also, James Gunn also said that he's not doing Darkseid. He's not doing the Darkseid.
He's not doing Dark. I know. He's not doing Darkseid.
So we could.
Because he explained why. He's like, Marvel has already done Thanos, and Zack Snyder has already done Darkseid. So, it wouldn't make sense.
I do hope we still get Darkseid in the future, but.
That's some bits of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Want to switch over to some Marvel news?
Yeah, really quick.
All right, Spider-Man Brand New Day. A lot of stuff happening in this sphere. Everything that shows up for this movie makes me want to just want to watch it. I just want to watch it.
Is this a new picture? Because I haven't seen this before.
This is a picture from the little teaser that they released when they said that filming started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But somebody changed the background or something?
No. That's the background from the.
Okay.
Which, by the way, looks gorgeous. Like everything about this movie, the suit, the setting that they're doing, everything looks gorgeous. Nice. But that's not what we're gonna. I could gush about that all day. So, our friend, the Hulk,
Mark Ruffalo,
spotted on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day. There's been a lot of rumors that the Hulk is going to be a big character in this movie. Like,
Ooh,
and not just any Hulk. They're saying it's going to be Savage Hulk. Like, we're going back to the way that Hulk used to be.
Yeah, because people didn't have really a good reaction to
Smart Hulk.
Smart Hulk, like the Professor Hulk from Endgame.
Yeah, okay. And
yeah, I understand.
It was just a rumor at first, but now they've seen him on set. Basically confirmed that the Hulk is going to be in this movie. Which is,
but there's still rumors. It's not actually confirmed for Marvel, right?
It's a picture of Mark Ruffalo on the set of Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Yeah, sure, it's not confirmed by Marvel, but the Hulk is in the goddamn movie. All right, he's in the movie.
all right. I'll give it to you.
So, okay. Which means we have a nice lineup of Spider-Man, the Punisher, and the Hulk in one movie together, bro.
Oh, dude, the Punisher! I almost forgot he's supposed to be in this movie, dude. I am so excited just for that. The Punisher, man, come on.
And it's on everybody's mind. Is Daredevil going to show up in this movie?
It'd be dope if he.
Charlie Cox says no.
It'd be dope.
But do we trust Charlie Cox? Do we trust him? Do we believe him?
Bro, we don't know.
Do you believe anyone anymore after what happened with No Way Home?
Nope.
I think
anybody. Oh, yeah, No Way Home was such a big, like, he himself was. I was surprised, like, how
tight-lipped Tom Holland was.
Yes,
especially because he can't keep his mouth shut usually. So.
The way I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, like virtually, like they were talking in an interview, and he's like, "No, I have not heard about anything about other Spider-Mans coming."
Yeah, I mean the goat of that whole thing was Andrew Garfield, who poor guy. Every single interview he went on would just get hammered with questions about, are you in No Way Home? He's like, "No, it's not. I'm not the werewolf. I'm not in it."
But like, it's only logical. Like, we're not dumb. You understand? You saw bad guys from other movies. You saw all the villains from other movies. Doc Ock, Green Goblin. Then of course, like, the other Spider-Mans were gonna be in there too. But it was still so amazing to see. Andrew Garfield taking off his mask and going like, "I'm Spider-Man," and you go like, "That's actually Andrew Garfield, like the character, like the actor."
So cool, man! One of the best theater experiences of all time.
One of the best. And then same thing with Tobey Maguire, him coming inside as like, and then what's his name?
Ned?
What's his friend's name? Ned. He's great. That's just some guy. That was just so funny. I love that.
I loved the entire, like, people have switched up on No Way Home a little bit because they're like, oh, it was nostalgia bait and all that kind of stuff. I think it was a good movie even besides all the nostalgia bait and everything.
I would like. I
wouldn't even
also
call it nostalgia bait. I would say that it's good even without all the stuff that's.
I was also thinking about that in the beginning. I was like, what if people like are saying like, it's all cameos from previous movies.
They're not cameos. They're actually real characters.
They actually that's what I loved. Like, they actually played a part in his story for the story arc. It
played a part in the main Spider-Man storyline, which was Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because it was his movie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
And which brings me to the next point, which is I am so excited for this movie because everything that was built on in No Way Home at the end of No Way Home was just the build-up for the perfect Spider-Man movie. He's broke. Yeah. He has no friends. His aunt's dead. It's amazing.
And he's living in an apartment.
He's living in
alone,
beat-up apartment. It's like Spider-Man PS4, man. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Well, his aunt is dead, so.
Well, she died in that one too, but yeah.
But yeah, like his suit is shiny, like that one too, and.
We can talk about the suit all day. The best live-action Spider-Man suit I've ever seen in my life.
That's exciting. That's very exciting.
I really, as excited as I am for Brand New Day, the list of IMAX movies next year has come out, And Spider-Man Brand New Day will not be releasing in any IMAX theaters. Doomsday, Secret Wars, Beyond the Spider-Verse are all releasing in IMAX, and Spider-Man Brand New Day will not be releasing in IMAX because all the IMAX screenings will be taken up by The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan because it comes out 2 weeks before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Super exciting. I'm super excited. I'm bitter that Spider-Man doesn't get an IMAX release, though. All the IMAX theaters are going to be taken up by The Odyssey because every time a Christopher Nolan movie comes out, the hype behind it is that people want to watch it in IMAX. When Oppenheimer came out, Barbie did not release in any IMAX theaters. It didn't release in any IMAX theaters.
Okay.
So the same thing happened there. This sucks though, because every other Spider-Man Tom Holland movie has released in IMAX theaters.
This might be a hot take. People might not like me saying this, but Oppenheimer, I would have been okay with like me watching it in a regular screen, like a widescreen.
Why do you say that?
Than IMAX, because I feel like it was in that exciting to me, like watching it in a bigger screen.
Dude, that whole movie was like made for IMAX.
It was, and I feel like it was that only one part that where they actually launched the missile test or like whatever. Anyways, onwards.
You want to move on from this fast? You don't want any heat, do you? You're trying to ignore the heat.
Is Spider-Man Brand New Day releasing in the same month as Odyssey?
It's releasing literally a couple weeks after the Odyssey.
Bro.
Which means Tom Holland will be starring in 2 movies.
Oh my god, how do they do that?
And John Bernthal. John Bernthal and
John
Tom
Bernthal. Oh,
they're going to both be starring in 2 movies in the same month.
That is pretty cool.
The next topic that we have on hand is a big one. It's all I've been hearing people talk about this whole week is the return of Ben Solo, the movie that got canceled. Why? Why would you do this?
Why?
Oh my god.
Disney and Lucasfilms. Disney has been
Lucasfilm wanted to make
Lucasfilms.
this. Lucasfilm wanted to make this.
Okay, no. Star Wars. Disney has been so bad with Star Wars. Would you agree that Star Wars has the biggest fan base
of all time
in the entire world of all time?
It
from
is...
all of the from Marvel to DC to all the animes, it has the biggest fan base of all time from all of the entertainment industry.
I hope you're ready, because this is the new Snyderverse movement. This is what this movie is going to become. Because the one thing sequel haters and sequel lovers can agree on is Kylo Ren, Ben Solo was the best part of that trilogy, and he was everybody's favorite character in that trilogy.
Bro, I enjoyed Force Awakens because of him and Han Solo. I thought it was great, and they just dropped the ball right after Rogue One, or like after they just dropped the ball there, dude. It was so bad. Like how could you do that?
Listen, we can talk about that. What I really want to talk about right now is the fact that this movie that had a completed script, was completely greenlit, had a budget set, had Adam Driver on board to record and come back, got denied by Disney because Disney said, we don't understand why Ben Solo is alive when he died in Rise of Skywalker. That is the reason that this movie got denied being made.
So what was the answer? What was their...
There's no... I don't know. But that's up to the writers, not Disney. You know what I'm saying? Why Ben Solo is alive is up to the writers.
Is it supposed to be a prequel or something?
No, it took place after the Rise of Skywalker, and it was going to be about the hunt for Ben Solo. It was going to be about Ben Solo, and someone was going to be going and looking for him, and it was going to be amazing. It was going to be written by like a really, really famous writer, I think.
Bro.
It's going to revive Ben Solo, which, by the way, he should have never died in the first place, but that would have been awesome. And I can't believe that they did this, man. I can't.
You see, like Disney, when they're buying Lucasfilms, they should have understand how big of a fan base they have, and they have to be very careful with what they're gonna do, what their next step is. So Force Awakens was a good step forward, but right after that, with the Last Jedi, they just dropped the ball, and then they never picked it back up.
Let me tell you
and
how
there were some projects here and there.
Steven Soderbergh is the one that he's a really famous actor apparently, and apparently he said recently he did not enjoy hiding the fact that he was going to make this movie, and he was shunned and not allowed to talk about it. And now that it's being talked about, everybody's talking about it to the point where, sorry, this just in, by the way, while we were recording this, apparently there's a Times Square billboard up saying "The Hunt for Ben Solo."
Oh shoot! That is crazy.
No one's ever really gone for Adam.
I really hope that billboard. I really hope that billboard stays, because I'm always in the city working. So I really hope I run into that billboard.
Disney.
I'm gonna take a picture and post it.
You have people here that really want this.
How stupid are they?
People really want this.
How stupid are they?
Make it.
They're gonna pay money. They're gonna pay money to go watch it in theaters. That's what you want. Give it to them. Give it to the people. Listen to the people.
Kylo Ren, Ben Solo was personally my favorite character in the sequel trilogy. And especially, even, I didn't like The Rise of Skywalker, but I really liked his parts in The Rise of Skywalker. When he talked to the ghost of Han Solo, and then he came back as a good guy, Ben Solo. And he used Han Solo's blasters and everything against the Knights of Ren, and he did this scene with the lightsaber and the little shrug that Han Solo does. Great stuff. I would love to see. Adam Driver loves playing this character, and he wants to play more of it. Just do it. Just do it.
Can we really quick recap the way, just like the way I introduced you to Dragon Ball Z, you introduced me to Star Wars in general, right? Because in my entire life, I never watched the Star Wars movie. I only heard about it. I only was like, the only thing I knew was there was a movie called Star Wars. There was a guy named Darth Vader, and then there was these, lightsabers and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to watch a movie like from the 90s with really bad visuals, and I don't know 70s. About that. 70s
and 80s
and then you took me to watch Rogue One.
That
was my first Star Wars.
I think I just took you because nobody else was going with me.
and that was my first Star Wars movie ever, and I enjoyed that movie so much because I think it was in IMAX, and like the visuals were amazing, the sound was amazing, and the story was just amazing. And the story was like completely, singular, right? Like it didn't really have to do it as any other. It was his own story. But when Darth Vader came at the end of that movie, like everybody started screaming, and I was like, oh, dude, that that looks pretty good, and I would kind of want to know what's going on. So I went back home and I watched, because I really enjoyed the movie and the world. I watched all of the Star Wars movies, the original, the prequels, and then when
Force Awakens was the only one out at that point.
Yeah. So when I watched the sequels, then I rewatched Rogue One, and I felt that feeling of Darth Vader coming back. I'm like, okay, this is pretty awesome. And then
it was exciting.
And then yes, that time was really exciting, because right around that time, the Force Awakens trailer came out. That trailer. No?
The Last Jedi trailer. After? The Last Jedi trailer came out.
Okay.
The Rogue One came out after Force Awakens.
Okay. So, but in my own, like, I actually watched the trailer for Force Awakens before I watched the movie. Dude, I thought that was pretty awesome, because that was one of the best trailers.
It's one of the best trailers of all time. It's revolutionized trailers to the point where a lot of trailers start out with the little ding noise in the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie. That was the Force Awakens trailer was the first one to do that. It was the first trailer to do that. So crazy.
Yeah, like the music and the way Han comes in and the music picks up, and like you see the Falcon going around, and then Han Solo he makes his first appearance in there, dude. The best, and the movie itself is so good. I literally bump up my home's or like my car bass and like my sound system to watch all the fights in Force Awakens. There is none of that in rest of the sequel movies.
Well, I like a couple of the fights in the sequel trilogy. Like I do like Luke versus Kylo, like at the end of the Last Jedi.
Yeah, but fights aren't nothing without like risks and like the story behind it. Like I feel like there's nothing. It was almost like Batman v Superman. How Batman and Superman became friends right after Martha became friends and fighting Doomsday. A discussion from another time for another time, but or yeah, what they were fighting Doomsday in
Doomsday.
BVS at the end of
Doomsday, Wonder Woman, and showed up too.
So it was, anyways. It did not have the like these fight scenes in the sequel do not have the same feeling.
Especially not as much as the prequels. The prequels had the best lightsaber fights. Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Visually and like sound effect wise, I feel like Force Awakens had the best lightsaber fights and like fights in general. And yeah, Rogue One was also great, bro. Like Rogue One's visuals and sound effects and the story, everything was great. It was good. But yeah, they dropped the ball and they really need to. We're missing what's his name? Mandalorian, dude.
Seasons 1 and 2.
Season 1 was so good, and the ending of that season was so good. I watched the ending, the last 2 episodes, like over on repeat. Like I love those 2 episodes. I love
seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. I cannot stand season 3 of The Mandalorian. I think it is one of the worst seasons of television I've ever seen.
Do you remember? So we have our friend Zunair, who hasn't not seen a single Star Wars thing in his life, but we showed him that one scene where episode, it was the last episode in the beginning where the 2 of the stormtroopers they
kick the bag, or they hit the bag.
They kidnapped Grogu and like they kicked the bag, and they were like, yeah, dude, those conversations was so funny, and like that scene was just so funny, and we showed it to him, and he was cracking up.
Yeah,
even though he's never seen it.
It was a great episode, and it was a great season 2 was great. I just can't with season 3. I just can't with the new movie that's coming out, Mandalorian Grogu. It looks like a filler episode of The Mandalorian in that they're gonna play in the movie theaters.
Oh yeah, in season 2, you remember how they was it at the end of season 1?
Season 2 at the end of season 2 when Luke showed up.
They brought Luke back. That was so cool. I
got so many chills when I watched that for the first time, bro. Oh my god!
And a crazy story in that was they brought Luke, and he looked CGI, and everybody could tell.
But nobody cared.
CGI. Nobody cared because like they just brought back the character, which was great. But then in that, like before season 2 came out, a YouTuber did what's it called? Did something better than CGI to his face, and he released a before and after
and then
video.
He got hired for the Book of Boba Fett.
He got hired for Book of Boba Fett,
and they made Luke looked a lot better in Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, he looked so real, bro. He looked so real, and like I was
that's
like,
so cool.
Blown out of my mind. I was like, that's great, man. Like just a YouTuber like us. So
with that, my friend, we've run out of news.
I did the intro. You want to do the outro?
Yeah, with that, wraps up today's episode of Pause of Play. Pause of play. Pause and play. So what are we doing? We hitting the pause button. Thank you guys so much.
Power pause. Strike. Strike play house.
What are you saying, man? I feel like I'm talking to a toddler sometimes.
Power play.
Power friendship.
Andy Tim Sandlake.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and hopefully subscribe to us on YouTube if our YouTube is back by the time this YouTube video is up.
Oh, it will be.
We'll see. And with that, we're going to be hitting pause on this episode of Pause and Play.
This is Pause and Play.
Pause and Play.